Hi, Mr. King here. Welcome to Guitar. Today I'm going to do a lesson all about guitar boogies. And if you know my lessons, you'll have done this lots of times before. A guitar boogie is something that sounds like this. Or like this. Or you can have really slow boogies like this. This is the sort of music we get in old rock and roll and old blues music, and that's thousands and thousands of different songs. Let's go over the guitar strings. If you forgot, here are the guitar strings, and remember the thinnest one, that's number 1, the one that's actually furthest away from you if you're holding a guitar right now. And here are the names of the strings. Our special sentence: Easter Bunny gets drunk at Easter, which is very apt because we've got Easter coming up. So remember, that is E for Easter, that's the first string, the thinnest one. E for Easter, the second string, B for bunny. And the third string, G, there's the G string there, and then D for drunk, A for at, and E again for Easter, that's the low E. And in our boogie today, we're going to start off using these two strings, the low E and the next one, the A string. That's the two lowest strings, the two thickest ones. So here's the basic guitar boogie, here we are, and here's the guitar music. If we look over here, we can see a number 2, that means fret 2, there's my finger on fret 2. And we can see a 0 underneath that, that means that we're also going to hit the E string there. So we've got our finger on fret 2 of the A string, and we're going to try and hit 2 strings with our other hand. That gives us like a little chord there. And we've got the same chord twice, so I'm going to play it twice. So you need to just try and do that now. You need to just make sure your finger's where mine is and try and hit those 2 strings twice. And there's Mr. Flibbles there. Some of you might recognise him. Right, and then next we got a fret 4, so my finger's going to move along the string until we get to the 4th fret, there it is. And there's 2 of those as well, so I'm going to hit that twice. So here's everything that I have so far. So I did 2 chords on the 2nd fret, and then I did 2 chords on the 4th fret. And then if you look there, we've got the same thing again, and again, and again, so that's repeating 4 times. You could use the word riff, something that repeats. So there's our boogie there, that's just a basic boogie, like it could be done faster. It could be done in different places on the same string. But we'll leave that for now. So if we look at what happens next, we're going to change strings. So now we're going to use the A and the D strings. If we just go back to the strings back here, we're going to use the A string, that's the 2nd lowest string, and the D string, that's the next one after that. So that's a slightly higher sound there. So let's get back to where we were. So I'm going to do the same frets, but now fret 2 is on the D string. So there's my finger on fret 2 of the D string. And I'm going to now hit 2 strings there, A and D. And now I'm doing the same pattern, I'm doing fret 2 and then fret 4. And I'm repeating it, I'm doing it again and again. So there's a guitar boogie pattern but on a different pair of strings. So what you need to do next is you need to start at the beginning where we did the E and the A string, like it says there, and then we're going to change strings and we're going to do the same pattern on the A and D strings like it says here, and then we change back. So we're back to the low E string with the A string. So just notice where the 2 is, the fret 2 there and the fret 4, that's the A string. And if we look here at the fret 2 and the fret 4, they are on the D string. So I'm just going to play everything that it says there right now. I'm going to do all of those boogies with those strings, then change string, and then I'm going to change back. Here we go. Here I go, change. And change back. So if you've got a guitar, try and do this along with me now. We're going to go a little bit slower. We're going to go this slow. After 4, try and join in with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 4, 4. Okay, I've done it 4 times. Now I change string. And now I change back. And there's the last bit of there. So now I'm going to do all that again really, really fast. There, just exactly the same thing, but at different speeds. I'll just chuck that in there. So we've done lots of different things there. The next thing would be to try and add a chord so that you could make it a bit more exciting, so that you could finish it off with something different. So the chord that we're going to use here is a B7. Here's a B7 chord. There it is. Exciting sounding 7th chord. Sounds quite nice, quite cool. Here's how you play the chord. There's the chord box, but first perhaps we should look here at the numbers. We have, again, fret 2, and that's on the A string. But the important bit is you have to use the middle finger. So the middle finger, that one, that goes there, fret 2. And then we just need to follow the other numbers. We have fret 1 next to that, there it is, that's the next string. 2 and 1. And then after that there's another 2. So I'm going to put another finger on, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. And then there's 0, that means we missed that string out. And then at the top there's a 2. So that's where I'm going to put my little finger, that's the highest note in that chord there. If you look at the chord box, that's the shape. If the guitar was held like this, you can see there, those black dots show you where your fingers go. There's a black dot there, 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 and one over here. So that's what that shows. It's the same as this, we're just looking at the chord from a different angle. So let's hear that B7 chord again. Now I'm going to just do it with a bit of rhythm. And now the next thing is we're going to go back to the guitar boogies that we did, and we're going to stick that chord in. So here's a little boogie song that I've made up, but it's a lot like hundreds of different real songs. So we're going to start with the guitar boogie here. That's actually what we call an E boogie, what you did first, because it's got the E string in it. Then we're going to change to that one where we changed string, but that's actually called an A boogie because it's got the A string in it. Back to E again, and then here's that B7 chord, and we actually have 8 of them. We're going to play that 8 times. And then after that we have a bit of a special ending. We'll probably talk about that, so I'm just going to play this through. Here I go. Guitar boogie pattern. Now I'm going to change string. And change back again. Now here comes the B7 chord. There's 8 of them, and then I'm going to do an ending now. There we go. So lots of different things going on there. So the ending, we've got a variation on the boogie pattern because we're using different frets. If you look very closely there, we have fret 2 twice, and then fret 5 twice. My finger's now on the 5th fret there. Fret 4 twice, so I'm going to move a long one. Then it's fret 3 twice, so I move a long one again. And then back to fret 2. So that's 2, 2, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2. And there's a bit of a scale there. If you're just interested in the technique behind changing frets in a boogie, well, there's sort of 2 different ways we can do that. One way would be to move your finger. That's really moving everything, the thumb, on the back and the wrist. My hand is moving, all of the hand is moving, and the finger slides along, fret 2, fret 4, or whatever fret you need to go to. So that's the same finger, and the whole hand is moving up and down. The other way to do this is to keep your finger still, so one finger sits still there on fret 2, it's not going to move. My thumb on the back isn't going to move either, it's going to stay still. And I'm going to use another finger. I'm going to reach for fret 4 with one of my other fingers. Probably the best one would be the little finger there, because it's the furthest away, so it's easier to reach. So I'm just going to play that ending there, just in 2 different ways. So here it is with one finger. And then here it is using like different fingers. But my first finger there stays still. So maybe like one more time we're going to play that boogie through, and you can try and join in, especially when it gets to that chord there. See if you can put the B7 chord in. So we'll go a little bit slower. After 4, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to chuck some other stuff in. Now change string. 4, 4, 2, 2. Now change back to where we started again. Now is the chord. B7 chord 8 times. And then the ending. And then a bit of a flourish. Right, so that's my first lesson about guitar boogies. We're going to do some other ones on that same subject, which do a bit more complicated stuff. But thanks very much for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon for another music lesson with me, Mr. King. Thank you, bye.